Happy day to those that are watching this video. May the enemies be cursed. 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 I heard someone recently say. So thank you for that. Cleansing and protection to those who need it from the true divine goddess. Not the Most High. The Most High is an Abrahamic word. Our words have power. Our words have meaning. We must change our word. We have to understand that just because we have a so-called intuitive nudge, sometimes that is not an intuitive nudge. Sometimes enemies have abilities to coerce your emotions, thoughts, and feelings if you're not doing the proper steps. I do not give the enemies power over me through thought form, even if I speak of them. I command now that no enemy or entity or unsovereign being can come to me, no matter what frequency I am in. No one has a consent to use my verbiage against me or use the magic I teach against me in any way, shape, or form. I do not give consent to anyone to use the words that I use for negative ways. If you choose to use words that I use for your right, if you are honorable, you may do so. If not, my words are sealed against all malicious energies. Not so much against, but they're not allowed to use them in any way, shape, or form. They cannot use my codex. They cannot use my imprint. I do not give consent to that. Golly, I just bought this lighter. No matter what your life looks like, no matter what negative words you may hear, you see this? If your light goes out, go to your shadow self. There is a message. And I did have a plan for this video, but I will let the goddess guide me and my higher self guide me. When your light goes out is going to be the message of the day and the guidance of the day. I do not really like some of the words that the spiritual community has. So if I slip up and say things, it's because I'm still reforming. So that's that. When your light goes out, when plans against you prospered halfway, I do not consent to the word chosen, because why would Source choose me for something when I was created for something? I am not chosen. I am created for a time as such. Today's message is when your light goes out. That's what I'm hearing. My light has gone out many times, and it does not mean I failed. And if it does mean I failed, guess what? That doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean I'm bad. It doesn't mean I'm a bad person. It doesn't mean I failed the kingdom, the queendom. Failure does not mean your worth decreases. I don't like the word worth because it's when you have been a subject of gang stalking and MK Ultra, that your parents, like my parents or whoever the fuck they are, have put you in a system to ruin your life because of jealousy and disgusting malicious energies. Fucking I don't know. It's so weird. Okay. So weird that is a thing. That parents go against their children and or fake children. Either way. So when one calls their energy back, you'll have new things pop up that you didn't really even know was your light. And that's a yes or no for me, because I was around people that were trying to steal my light, and my phone picked up the frequency. And so when I was scrolling on my phone around this person, stuff came back that felt like me that I never really adapted to. And I was like, what the fuck? It's like I saw my frequency before, but very vaguely and couldn't grasp it. But when I was around a certain person, an ex situationship, like all this cool ass vibe came up, and I was like, this is not this person. This is not this fucking person. The person that I was around, source showed me, the goddess showed me actually, that it was a frog-like reptilian. Reptilians, there's a lot of different reptilians, but there's been this fucking abundance, I'm gonna say, because I canceled them from my reality now, of frog-like reptilians. And this is a bit too much information, so I'm gonna try and cut it, like chop it up with my words, but I can't be too clear because it's kind of too much information. I've spoken about this before a bit, but just to let people know that this stuff is not fake. This stuff is real. And if anyone tells you that you're crazy or you need to go to a psych ward or anything, the enemy wants you in 3 different places. They want you to look crazy. They want you in a psych ward. They want you in prison, or they want you dead. So if you can avoid those 3, I know that's kind of far-fetched. I know that this stuff is very serious. I've experienced a lot of gang stalking. It's all spiritual, pretty much, and then it pours down to here. It's basically a huge witch trial, but if you're not a witch, I don't claim to be a witch. That's a whole different story. But you get attacked in ways that are fucking weird. And I guess I've just adapted to it so much because it's happened so much. I'm like, oh, there's that. You kind of get to a point sometimes where you're just like, oh, that's what that is. That's what that is. But the person that they had sent, it's called a honeypot, into your life to like extract your energy, or destiny swap, or to infiltrate your system, which this last one got me. I'm not gonna lie, it got me. It did. Not to the extent of like major like depression, just like fucking tired of it. You know what I mean? Like, fuck, I'm fucking tired of this. Just like, okay. So when I was around this person, I would get images on the wall of him being a reptilian. When I came to my house, I would get shadows in my room of what he was, and then there was a shadow next to his shadow, like the you know how like goddess or source will talk to you and show you things. Well, I saw like I had a hand soap bottle, and then my water faucet, now that I think about it. Oh no, it was 2 soap bottles next to each other, because I had 2. Like one for dishes or whatever, and the other one was, I think it was still another dish soap. Anyway, one configuration was of a frog. It looked like a reptilian frog. It was fucking malicious as fuck. And then the one next to it was me. And I know my past life, so it had the configuration of who I was or who I am. And I've denied who I was in a past life so much, because I'm like, there's no fucking way that I'm this person. And I'm not going to reveal that, but I was like, there's no way I'm this person. Like, if I'm that person, why do I feel so weak right now? Well, it's because there's fucking people in higher place or in lower places doing fucking magic. You know what I mean? So it's not a weakness. It's a configuration of different things. So I'm not going to go into that. Anyway, that's one way that source goddess would show me. And then at his house, I saw like I was teaching him, I was being ignorant, I was teaching him how to cover his head. And when he covered his head, the shadow on the wall was a fucking literal thick ass reptilian. It was fucking crazy. And I was like, oh, I said, don't move. And I took a picture. I have that picture on my phone, but I don't know how to edit and all that stuff yet, so I can definitely post that one day. But I have it. And I posted it on my Facebook or my Instagram one time. People were like, oh, you're just seeing stuff. That's fake. That's not even. If you're not fucking spiritual and you don't know how source speaks to you, then you're not going to fucking understand. I know what I know, and I see what I see, and I fucking know how strong my life has been with the attacks that have been against me. If there's a fucking pattern, there's a fucking pattern. If someone wants to call me fucking crazy for shit that I've experienced, they're lying. They're either lying and trying to make you feel bad, or 2, they're just fucking stupid. So if anyone's trying to make you feel crazy in your life for shit that you fucking know, then bypass. You know what I mean? So basically, I was in the shadow room, and then he would say stuff that he was praying to like an archangel that was bad. I'm not going to even say the name. And he'd be like, whoops. Like, he would say stuff and he could feel me figure shit out. And then he would change the subject all over, right? But besides this little story, this all was brought into my awareness when I was about 25. And was I 25? Yeah, stuff was happening way before that, but I had no fucking clue that I had spells put upon me to do certain things in my life. Now, I have no problem saying and admitting things that I've done in my life, because people go through issues and all that stuff. I'm not going to say them on here because I know that people have been configuring AI shit, but I don't have any problem admitting my choices. Choice induced by spiritual means. My ex-mother and ex-stepfather and ex-father. I believe the ex-father is just works with Illuminati. He's a false Christian. And then the ex-mother is a fake Eastern Star who's been putting spells on me almost every day, and they're not working. And has done, I believe, has done many things and committed many crimes, financially and physically, I'll say. Physically paying people to harm me, paying people to track me, paying people to do XYZ. And I also feel that she has been taking people's lives. There's too many people in her life that have gone away. Ooh, I got choked up. There's too many people in her life that have been exited. And the consistency of it, I can see the time lapse on how she works, whoever she works with, that they try to make it look like it's an accident, but I can fucking see. You know, when you have a mother who you think is your mother, I don't fucking know. It's, and to figure out what kind of person they are, it's hard. It's really hard to wrap your head around that, because I know that my ex-mother's mother passed away, and you would think she would try and have a healthy relationship with me because she ain't got no fucking mother. But she may have or may have not taken out her own mother. So that's that. Ooh, I got chills like a motherfucker. Excuse my language. I haven't had any real relationships due to this gang stalking thing going on at MK Ultra and what do you call it? Energy weaponry. And even when I talk about it, it's like, what the, like, I don't want to believe it, but you have to. You can't second guess yourself. Like I said, when I was 25, I noticed it happening, and my mind was extremely clear at the time, and was extremely connected to God. And and I was walking one day, and I felt just bombarded with frequencies and just like weird. I was doing stuff that wasn't me, and I said, wait, that's not me. I said, I think there's a chip in me. This is when I was 25. Okay? I didn't speak to my real father. I didn't meet him till I was about 19, but I didn't speak to him when I was 25. And stuff was going on. We were talking in and out, I think, actually. But later on, I got off the street and went and got accepted with a scholarship to a Bible university. I was like, I'm going to become a preacher. I'm going to fucking say, I don't care if women can speak in the church. We're not in 19. I'm going to speak. So I talked to my ex-father, and he starts talking about how we have chips in us. And I didn't tell him anything that was happening with me. I told him very few things, but I told him stuff, and he would say stuff without me saying it. So these people would pretend that they were helping me, but they weren't. They were actually harming me, and with little help. My ex-father has 6 kids with 5 different fucking women, so that tells you what kind of person he is. Doesn't take care of not one of them. Not one of them. Not that money matters, but I've only seen about $10 for a pack of cigarettes that I smoked a long time ago. So, and I got my ears pierced once, but that was it. When he told me that, he gave me his prayers, so yeah, that obviously fucking helped. But and then when I went to the Bible University, I met someone there, and he became my boyfriend at the Bible University, and I just got fucking chills as fuck. And I didn't talk about anything from that time with me because I was so over all of it. I was like, I'm not talking about it. I'm just going to go straight to God and I'm just gonna learn this and learn that. I was learning theology, and we had different classes about like social security cards, and it was really good. And this light, I guess I'll be the light then. He starts talking about chips in us, and I was like, what the fuck? So confirmation, it's a fucking pattern. Obviously it fucking happens, right? It's there. So that's why it's like, believe not every spirit. Now, if you hear me reference the Bible, I know the Bible was reconstructed. Do I believe that there was a prominent book? Probably. I believe it was probably the Book of the Dead and the Hamaval mixed up of what we read now. Hamaval is a Celtic book. I don't condone to any other cultures, but I mean not cultures, but religions per se. But I just got chills again. Whoosh. And there are many experiences I had when I was with Jesus. Oh, he's making me talk, man. Jesus would show me signs. Oh, he is fucking talking. He would show me signs of what was what. And one time when I was in church, I went to go see a really big preacher, and Nigerians walked in. A huge group of Nigerian men singing, walking in. They weren't a part of the program. They weren't a part of any of that. But they were Nigerian. And at that time I was asking Jesus, who am I? What lineage? What's this? Whatever. And as he's talking to me right now, he's trying to, I don't want to talk about it. He's showing me that Igbo Nigerians, I'm looking at a necklace that I made, were the ones who they stole the Bible from, and women were the ones who wrote the Bible. Called the Sybil. We've talked about this before if you watched the video. But he showed me a long time ago, and when I was with him, I didn't notice that he was pointing me towards an indigenous route, and it's kind of confusing because he is planted in a Christian codex, so to look at him in another way, it's kind of mind-boggling. But he showed me many things, like that the movie Wakanda is about him. And then I saw Ashra Kwazi, who has a video about the Black Jesus, and it shows that, I just got chills again, shows that Jesus came from a tribe called the Black Panthers. So it wasn't the Lamb of God, it was supposed to be the Ram of God, the Ram and the Panther. It wasn't supposed to be the Lion and the Lamb, it was the Ram and the Panther. If you watch Ashra Kwazi's video on Black Jesus, that's what it is. I don't know Jesus' real name. I don't believe it's Yeshua. I don't believe it's Jesus. I believe it's an Igbo name, and that's that. I don't know how I got slipped into this, but this is story time, so if I'm going everywhere, then just listen to the fucking story. So, my apologies, but that's what it is. It's just a little bit about my story, and I don't know any of my family in a good way. I've been hearing that an ex-sister, or not, she's not even my fucking sister, she's a half-sister, have been putting spells on me. People in my neighborhood putting spells on me. I don't know them. I don't talk to them. One guy, I think, told everyone that I fucked him, and I didn't. I'll gladly tell you who I fucked. I don't care, but I did not fuck him. There's no embarrassment. I don't give a fucking, I don't care. Sex is sex, and you know, you do what you do, and people make mistakes. But on that note, I did not touch that specific person in my vicinity. But yeah, that guy's name is David, and he's fucking stupid. And I think he told people that I fucked him. because I didn't want to. You know how they do it? You know how guys do it? If I fuck somebody, I'll fuck somebody. I don't give a fuck. Honestly. But I'm not finna lie about what the fuck's the point of, who cares? But that I did not touch. So I think, you know, it's just when you go through so much, eventually it's gonna get to you at a point. It goes away, but these people don't shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? I don't really let it get to me too much now, but fuck. So anyways, that's a little bit of my story. I know it was a bit all over the place, but I'm just now speaking about this. Gang stalking, and I know I talked about it many times before, but I'm just gonna, if you hear me keep repeating about it, it's not something that I want to feed or give into, but I want to bring awareness to it, to let people know that they're not crazy, and to let them know that love spells may have been put on you. You wonder why you can't detach from someone, because it's not only could be a detachment trauma or a trauma bond, but these people put fucking spells on you. And this chip, I've been studying it. It goes pretty deep on how they work it. I watched a video about how the chip is in you, and when you blink, they monitor your blinking, your breathing, and everything. And this is not to put fear in you, but this is, I hope what I'm talking to you about brings solution, because I don't want to be like these other readers and like not have solution. There's a lot of fear-based and imbalanced messages, and this video sounds a bit imbalanced to me just because I'm going everywhere, but things I'm just popping up, I'm just talking about. But I'm not gonna get discouraged, you know, their messages. And I hope that what I'm saying helps somebody, because learning about yourself first before you're learning about a narcissist is a big thing I feel like I'm supposed to say. And because a lot of people are projecting, oh, I'm being told to tell you that if you get out of Christianity, which is highly recommended, because we're gonna boil it down to a conglomerate of thought forms to make your reality look a certain way, or for it to expand in a certain way. And I got a confirmation. I have a disco ball in my house, and that shit just started swaying right now. Like, yeah, party, that's exactly what it is. So as a disco ball, you see a bunch of mirrors on it, right? Now, I don't believe in the mirror theory. Like, I believe if you heal what's inside, you know, your reality does start shifting. But I don't believe that everything is a mirror of you. I think that is a lie. And I think that a lot of thought forms from different religions and cultures believed in different things at those times. And they come into this reality and they make you think that that's what is true, when you haven't really tuned into yourself yet. You don't really know what's true yet. Okay? So believing everything from the culture you're studying or religion you're studying is not up to par. It's not all that is. There's no way it could be. It's just not. One thing, oh, I'm hearing a hold up on that. Okay. I'm hearing, wait a second. Oh, I just said I'll circle back to that another day. Anyways, my apologies. What else what was I talking about? Oh, the brain scanning and all that, with the chip. And oh, that's what I wanted to talk about. The readers that you see now are not all true. Some of them are either false prophets or not properly trained. And I'm not saying anybody, I don't like this phrase, no one's perfect. That's not the case. You have to understand that a lot of things are doors, and when you open yourself up to certain readers or you're scrolling, if you are when you're scrolling, your guards are down sometimes because you're just fucking scrolling and you're hearing things just randomly, you know what I mean? So be aware of that. And since people have come out of Christianity, like I said before, I believe was originally an African culture, but it wasn't called Christianity. I felt that in my stomach. Whew, shit. Oh, I feel like my kneecaps. Today is crazy talking about this, so my apologies if this a little long, because I'm just experiencing things while I'm talking to you. But believe not every spirit. Disconnect from the Christian imprint and take what you can and leave the rest, and look at the thought distortions while you're coming out of Christianity. I said this in a reading the other day, but besides the point, when your light goes out, look in the darkness. And darkness, I don't mean evil, because I'm not fucking evil. Some of you are not evil. Just because you have a low feeling doesn't mean you're turning into a low vibrational being. When you don't experience your emotions, you know, I'm not saying be in your fucking dark emotions all the time, but I'm saying when you don't experience your emotions, the frequency becomes eradicated and built up in your body. Therefore, you will be a lower frequency. Do you get what I'm saying? So when people say sadness and despair are low frequencies, so they just fucking bamboozled you. Because what happens when someone tells you you're in a low frequency because you're sad? Oh, you all of a sudden, oh my god, how am I getting my frequency up? No. Okay, and I'm in a low frequency right now. I'm in my authentic, quote unquote, low frequency. No, you're not in a lower frequency. You're in an authentic frequency for you to heal. Your awareness and everything like that needs to come forward. It is a frequency war, I'll say, but it's something to keep you inauthentic. So there's a lot of cloaks and mirrors that they try to do in the new spiritual realm. That's what I was going into with the readers. If a reader is not giving a solution, you need to look out. If your ancestors or ancestress are not pointing you towards your mental health does not mean you're crazy. And when you're taking care of your mind, that's what the fuck it means. Taking care of your mind. That's all it is. That's why when you say physical health, that you're taking care of your physical. Mental health, you're taking care of your mind. You ain't fucking crazy. Some people are. But if you're listening to this, you're probably not. And if you're listening to this stalking me, you probably are. And you need help. And if you don't want help, then get the fuck out of here. Because I ain't finna fucking help you no more. Because lo and behold, we know that I've tried to help people that didn't deserve it and were trying to fuck with me. Message. So that's a little bit about my story. I know I kind of went on. I probably talked about some things I talked about in the past video before, but like I said, this is just me training myself to talk back on here. You know, there's other help on there. If you Google gangstalking, no, don't Google it. Go on YouTube and healing through gangstalking, things like that. I just want you guys to know that you're not alone. You're not crazy. Some of y'all got chips. Fight against the chip. Sometimes it's a bit hard, but talk to the chip. Turn it off. Tell it, turn the fuck off. You do not have my consent. No entities or energies in my household are allowed to make me suffer in any way, shape, or form. I just seen a dark shadow on my bed right now. Get the fuck out. Period. Let's pull a card from the past life, because I kind of talked about my past life today in this life, so, and my other past life. So if you would like a past life reading, that is my specialty. Whew. But who would I be to come on here and be fake and jolly all the time? You know, this is not all rainbows and candy. If I feel sorrowful, then let it be so. Ugh. I'm not finna toot my own motherfucking horn. But I pulled that card and I was on point today. That I hope what I said today reaches somebody. You know, and after that, I had pulled an Atlantis card, but I pulled it back. This is Atlantis is what we're fighting over. This has nothing to do with Jesus, to be honest with you. He's cool and all, and whatever his real name is, probably, I know he's Prince of Aware. Oh, I felt it in my back. Woo! Prince of Aware. Aware is in Nigeria. I got hot, like African heat in my body, baby. Atlantis is a big conglomerate, okay, of different cultures, mainly Eleke Bulan. People say Africa. That's not the original word. Eleke Bulan. Hence why you wear elekes. Anyways. Lessons and blessings. If you're going through this, I know it's fucking bullshit, bro. Stop with the fucking lessons already. I don't believe God tests you. Like there's a fucking thought. What did I say earlier? A thought distortion. God's test. You're going through a test right now. A test. First of all, before I take a test, the spirit, God would tell me, when you go to a class, the teacher says you're having a test today. Okay? What the fuck are you testing me for? First of all. Oh yeah, you gotta do XYZ. I don't believe God tests you. Look at this shit. Tell me that we're not detaching from Christianity now. I just pulled these cards the other fucking day. Same thing. Look at that. Unrequited love. Christianity is literally, look at that. If I'm not fucking right, I don't know who is. Look at that shit. Greco-Roman. We need to detach from Christianity full force. These cards just let me fucking know. You know why? Because bam, that's why the fuck. I'm not even gonna let that shit be next to me. Look. Look at that shit. We need to overcome these Roman ideologies and get into it and get into this. When I see this, indigenous, that's what the fuck I think. Native, indigenous, American, Amorica, Mary, who? Goddess Isis, Imiri, in Igbo, Miri, Simiri. Chills again. Break these fucking vows from the Greco-Roman and get into indigenous vows that you made. Fuck forgiveness. This card can get the fuck out of my life. This, what? Okay. This has been happening for fucking centuries and you want me to forgive? No, I'm gonna heal and release. Look at the other card. Look at that. Look at that. What did that just pop up? I just seen it. Wisdom. This is fucking wisdom right here. I really am not into long readings, but this just so happened to happen. Trees. Oh my god. As boring as it sounds, go outside. If you're reading this, go outside. And I know that if you have been gangstalked, you don't want to go outside. Go outside. Talk to your body. Hug yourself. Pause before you leave the house. Take a deep breath. When you pause, before you walk out that door, either sit or stand in front of the door. Pick up your shoulders. Drop your shoulders as you breathe. Pause and release. It is told in one of my cultures, I have many cultures, that, and I'm not bragging, it's a biracial thing. When you leave the house, you are supposed to pause for good travels. So, look at, I'm not fucking, look at that shit, bro. Okay. I literally just said that the Bible was made, what did I say? Of Igbo, and the Hamaval. Igbo is originally Egyptian. Oh my God. I can't make this up. I'm right. And it's not I'm right of egotistical. So whoever talks shit, get the whatever. Who cares? While you're going through this, you might feel like an orphan because you cannot what? This card stands for. This is an orphan card. You are feeling lonely, probably. Knighthood. This card represents you cannot save everybody. Look, oh my God, I can't make this up, bro. I can't make it up. In the Bible, you were taught to try and save everybody. That's why we died last time. Goddess Isis. She saved. I can't pick my words right now because I'm like, what the fuck? I can't believe what I'm picking up with the cards right now. I can believe. I can know. Let's chop out the word believe because it has a word lie in it. We know what I'm seeing right now. Okay. Goddess Aset spared her brother. His name is not Set. It's something else. It's Sorofu or Soraf. Of course he tried to make it Set because it sounded like her because he was so fucking jealous. Stupid bitch. But she spared him because he manipulated her. That sounds like this. Ra and the evil brother are not good spirits. So whoever's studying Egyptian culture, you need to study harder. Go look at RFG Chosen One on Instagram. He's not my favorite as a person, but as someone who's tells a lot of truth, he breaks it down. So I'll leave it at that. Take the message, not the messenger. Hello, what the fuck? So that's what we need to overcome today. Because if not, look at that. Persecution. It's biblical. The Bible is a karmic relationship. Let it go. What do I do with Jesus? I don't know. Bam. That's all I have for today. It was long. Galactic means higher self. Hello. Star system. Fight. Oh, also one more thing. If you have ancestors and ancestresses that you think are guiding you or you know are guiding you, and they're not guiding you towards mental health help or studying and honoring yourself, get out. Ask them to be removed and send them to the universal jail for arrests for misguidance in the spiritual realm. Flat out. We don't have time for this. Thank you for the last. Oh yeah, here we go. I just shuffled. You guys heard me. Because you have some relationships with with deities in past lives that you don't even know. You think you're this little worshiper and honorer of these certain fucking spirits, and you guys got beef in a past life, not knowing that, and then you're giving them your energy again, and they're fucking laughing at you, not knowing who the fuck you are. So you hear me shuffling. So my suggestion to you is that you leave them motherfuckers alone. Don't talk. If you supposedly got a fucking team, reevaluate your team. Reevaluate your fucking team. Your protection is not gonna fucking drop. You call in your true divine supportive protection as I do now. I command that all negative forces leave my home that are not for my highest good. All extraterrestrials, all ancestors and ancestresses and in between that are not for my highest good, I send to the universal jail for manipulation, and I call forth my honorable spirit team. Who are my honorable beings? Hotep, Aibobo, Ashe, Ishe. And I break all vows that I've made with them, either through offerings or through manipulation or emotional coercion because I was feeling down. Ashe. All phobias that they had induced in me are now diminished. All thought forms that they sent me are now diminished, and in those who are watching this as well, that are for my highest good or for their highest good, that are not of malicious intent of this universe. Ishe. Look at that. What the fuck? You can't make up what I just put down. You can't. Jesus used to teach me, do not use cards. I use these cards because I like past life stuff, so we're gonna leave it at that. Look at that motherfucking bitch. If you, golly, you can't make this up even if you tried, baby. Look at that. What does that say, y'all? I just called in my new team, my original team, and look at Egypt. Thank you for this reading. If you like your own reading, I know today was a bit abrupt, but it's because, you know, I'm going through something, so that doesn't mean I'm going to feel the same way when I'm talking to you. Anyways, I clear all negative energies. May you all have a blessed day. Not blessed, because be less is not what you want to be. You want to be blessed. Be less. Less. I don't know what that is either. Now that I think about it. Blessed. You want to be on your own list. To put yourself at the top of your priority list. Have a good day. Thank you.